Okay, y'all, I'm back. I meant to say in the last video, y'all gonna have to excuse this bonnet. Darn gone, North Carolina acting up again with the weather today, y'all. They saying it's gonna rain all this week. And then I got to drive to the store tomorrow and this darn on. Hopefully it don't be raining like that when I have to go to the store tomorrow. My neighbor, she might as well be a dang on neighbor at this point. Honey, let's wish it into existence. But my roommate is actually letting me use the car. Y'all know that issue with that if y'all follow the darn on vlog channel. How hard it is for her to get up off them darn on keys, honey, for me to go to the store. But anyways, I digress. I wanted to make this video towards my fellow people who suffer from eczema. Even though I am an esthetician, I do suffer from eczema. Some people think that estheticians, we just immune to stuff and that, we're just naturally blessed to have perfect. This takes a whole lot of work, child, to get like this. So I wanted to mention what I actually do to prep my own self for waxing. I used to do my waxing myself for the most part, but I done got lazy over the darn on years. So even I done finally found somebody. I mean, it's not been the first time, but I'm a little bit reprehensive on other people waxing me. It's only been like no, I ain't even gonna lie. It's been about 4 or 5 other people that's waxed me over the years, but as far as full body, and then Brazil, oh Lord. It took me a special type of courage to open myself up again for me to have somebody do my Brazilian. I've only had one other person do my darn own Brazilian wax outside of this person that I went to on Saturday. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to mention why it's important to do accurate prep. And this is interchangeable for everybody. You can slightly modify it. You don't necessarily have to be black, and you don't necessarily have to have eczema. This applies to everybody, but of course the whole focus is really on black eczema prone skin. But anybody can take stuff out of this whole video. So don't think just because you don't have eczema, or you might have eczema but you're white, that you can't, this doesn't apply to you. Oh no, this video is going to apply to a lot of people overall. But anyways, let's get into it. So the importance of prepping eczema prone skin. A lot of estheticians don't even want to touch us because of the fact that some of us be actively flared up, and then y'all know the pain associated with being flared up, and the harm that can come to us if somebody wax over an active eczema flare. So it's like, and then a lot of them not understanding eczema. So because eczema is touched on in beauty school, but they really don't go into it. Like realistically, I should have pulled out my book, but it's really like just a paragraph in our book. Like we do not go into eczema in depth. Matter of fact, they don't even go into different talking about the different types of eczemas. Like I suffer from both atopical dermatitis and some seborrheic dermatitis. But they don't even go into even mentioning it like that. You might hear atopical dermatitis, but you don't hear about seborrheic dermatitis or all the other dermatitises. It's like it's 8 or 9 in all. But all can pose possible contraindications to getting waxed if not, properly treated. So what do I do to properly prep? Number one, the night before you want to exfoliate the skin. Exfoliating the skin will not only help, get rid of those extra keratin buildup on your skin, which us as eczema prone people can be more prevalent to, especially with me. I just did a video talking about how I also suffer from a medical condition. Well, it's not really like a dire medical condition. It's more like a cosmetic medical flaw. But I suffer from keratosis pilaris, which is giving me these awkward darn on bumps on my arms, which I have been working on. But the good thing about that is it actually ain't no hair in those areas. But bad thing is, if it's still some hair in those areas, it might cause some slight issues for a myriad of reasons. But yeah. Oh, the reason why it could, because it's like if your person overwaxes that area and it's like you get like a slight histamine reaction. You can't really tell the difference between the histamine reaction bumps and the actual keratosis pilaris. If you're a new esthetician, because it's like you just see the bumps and you don't know how to differentiate which bumps are which, because they look very similar, except the histamine reactions, you might start to notice some bacteria up in there. You might start noticing some white pustules forming on the histamine reactions. And then you're dealing with somebody who has eczema. So it's like, now how do you separate it? Whether it's an eczema flare from the histamine reaction, from the keratosis pilaris. Honey, this is where you really start taking your extra courses, because once again, beauty school, they just teach us the very minimum. So a lot, for just those reasons alone, a lot of estheticians don't like to touch us. But for the ones that actually take a chance on us, I definitely recommend exfoliating. And the last video I showed y'all that I exfoliate with, I use this brown sugar scrub. It's 12 ounces. I got it literally for $14. You can use any type of sugar scrub of your choice, or any other types of scrubs. I know they got lemon scrubs out there, turmeric scrubs, coffee scrubs. You can use those types of scrubs. Now, what type of you can also use the Clarisonic real good in the area. Make sure you're not pressing down with the Clarisonic. You don't want to over excite the skin. But those are the recommended physical exfoliations that I would recommend. Please stay away from chemical exfoliants the night before. Yeah, you don't supposed to be using no acids, preferably at least a week prior to getting wax in those areas. So, for the possible exception of Mandelic. Mandelic is so gentle on the skin, I would say you can use that up until 3 days of getting your wax. But for the most part, you don't want to use no lactic, no glycolics. Definitely no stronger peels in those areas. Like if you're white watching this, your Jesseners, you're definitely within a week or so of being waxed, because those types of peels are delayed reaction peels anyways, which means it takes like around day 5 to 7 for your skin to start peeling with those peels. So you definitely don't want to have no wax too close to those anyway, although I imagine you would. But trust me, there have been some clients that have done some body peel, especially the at-home peels, and then try to come in and get waxed, and it's like, So that's the first thing. Make sure you're not doing no peels within so many days. For people in general, pre-wax tips, you also don't want to come in immediately prior to exercising. You should not have exercise. No tight clothing at all, which means no very compressed, shirts that you're going to be wearing. No leather pants, no thongs for people who are doing Brazilians and stuff. Me, I had the whole shebang done. So, regular loose underwear, regular, fitted pants, tank tops, okay. Nothing too stretching, like no jegging like material, no bodysuit material, nothing that's real compressed up against the skin. Especially, you don't want any of that friction happening and all that. Also, that built up sweat and all of that. You don't want to be exposed to any sweat. So don't come in immediately after working or anything like that. You also want to make sure your skin is properly cleansed and all that. It helps minimize what the esthetician has to do when they they're going to cleanse you anyway, but you don't want to make it an actual work of the esthetician. Like, they shouldn't be cleansing up gym sweat, and then that's going to really pose some issues as well, because it's like, it pretty much just avoid the gym prior to getting waxed. Another thing is, in general, limit your caffeine usage before, and this is really not mentioned. Like, I don't know why estheticians don't do this. That mention that caffeine actually heightens the sensitivity of the skin. So I always advise every one of my clients at least 2 hours prior. I understand you got to have that Starbucks in the morning. Don't book no 10 o'clock appointment with me. If you have to have your 10 o'clock Starbucks, you finish it by 11, okay, you shouldn't see me no sooner than 1 o'clock. You should be booking me. I should be have you book 1 o'clock or after, because the caffeine does heighten the sensitivity. Especially if you one of those waxers that likes to jump off the table, hooting and holler, want the darn gone pause between waxes and all that. It's like, you definitely, if you want to minimize the discomfort to the skin, avoid caffeine. Same thing for people who want to have their alcohol before 5 o'clock. I know y'all saying, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, guess what? That darn alcohol actually thins out the bloodstream. And why is that an issue? Because once again, when you, some areas that does tend to pickle and breed, which is a natural reaction, you're removing hair from the follicles, and those follicles are being fed, and as a result you get a slight bleeding. Now if it bleeds a little bit, those areas are permanently damaged, which, good news is, you won't have no hair going back in those areas, and that's what we actually strive for, is no hair. But at the same time, we don't want the hair, we don't want the bleeding to be a little bit over excessive, like you a diabetic person. So to avoid the over excessive, bleeding, I mean, of course you ain't about to be bleeding out or anything, but still, to help minimize that and the discomfort, limit your alcohol consumption as well. Also, you can't be on Accutane within a year of getting waxed, because it severely dries out the skin to the point where it starts to thin the skin. And if you go over it with rats, you can seriously cause harm to the skin. And that goes across the board for everybody, not even people who have eczema. So definitely, if you're on any sort of acne medication or any type of topical steroids that you use, and then this is where eczema comes in. Because a lot of us, we get prescribed, topical steroid-based creams to help calm us down. So it's like, if you are taking eczema medication, definitely let your trained esthetician look over the ingredients to make sure that it doesn't contain any ingredients that will be a possible chronic why can't I speak today, y'all? Contraindication to the wax. Ugh. Y'all, I'm thrown off, y'all. Let me get some of this darn old sparkling water real quick. But yeah, definitely bring your medications and stuff with you to make sure that it doesn't pose a contraindication to being waxed, especially if you're somebody dealing with acne and eczema. Now, fortunately, I haven't been on eczema medication in years. Once I've switched over to a whole natural holistic lifestyle as far as skincare, I got rid of all the hydrocortisone creams, all that, and I've been doing fairly well ever since. I'm just using natural butters and oils on my skin, and I have not dealt with no severe flares like that since I've switched over, for the most part. So yeah, that's what is my prep recommendation is for everybody. Proper exfoliation, reduce your caffeine, make sure you're not drinking so much excessive caffeine at least 2 hours prior to being waxed. If you can avoid caffeine prior to being waxed at all, like, that's why I say for my heavy caffeine users, it's really best if you come to me early in the morning before you have your caffeine, and that way you don't have to monitor and hold off, prior to your waxing. So that is all my pre-tips. Now, you actually get waxed. What is the aftercare tips? Aftercare tips, once again, avoid exercise. You don't want to excessively sweat and open those pores back up, because your skin needs time to cool and calm back down. And this is where the histamine reactions come in with a lot of people. Is because, especially if you don't educate your clients, like if you're just waxing them and you just sending them out the door, you're not really telling them about the post-care routines, and you're just thinking it's supposed to be up to them to know. Honey, a lot of people don't know. They're assuming that you just put the common stuff on them and they're good to go. That's not always the case, because if they go out and then decide to exercise it on down at the darn gone gym, especially now that certain gyms are back open for a little bit. I think the gyms are the gyms open, y'all? I know the spa, we as beauticians are open and stuff. But, you know, if they go back to the gyms and start exercising real heavy, and no, the gyms are still closed. But still, for people who are working out at home, like me, I work out the Tiffany Bruce workouts, and I work out the Kiera Lachey and all of them. It's like, still, now you introducing that sweat and that bacteria and all of that. And then it creates the histamine reaction. Also, that, and especially chest. The chest is a very sensitive area. Especially if you're removing a virgin client that got a lot of dense hair, you are prone to break out in those areas. So you definitely want to be cognizant of, you know, that. So what I actually use on my chest in those areas is, in addition to the post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, reduce your sunlight exposure as well. Because once again, if you're being waxed by regular, you know, pool wax, like you know, the person has to put down the white paper and push, that actually thins out your skin. The top superficial layers of the epidermis. So you definitely want to avoid your sun exposure as well during those times, because not only can you cause bacteria, but you can also cause, you know, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And nobody don't wants to be looking like 50 Shades of Chocolate. You don't know what you're going to get depending on the body part. Honey, y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, we be looking like one shade in the face, a different shade in the neck, arms, underarms be looking darker, and I have a video about that, about discolored arms. Y'all see mines are actually looking bright and clear, and I would actually do a whole video. Man, actually I do got some of the products right in front of me, so I do a separate video on how to get lighter underarms and inner thighs and all of that in another video. But yeah, post-care, limit your sun exposure, exercise for sure. Now, if you're dealing with the histamine reaction, what should you do? Number one, you want to get an anti-inflammatory. And my number one choice is the go-to that everybody's been going for anyways. Most of y'all got the amazing herbs. Me, I deal with module. So this is the black seed oil. Your black seed oil is filled with all types of omega-3s, omega-6s, omega-9s. It's antibacterial, antifungicidal, anti-inflammatory. It's going to help also induce the, let me see. It also is a collagen. It induces the collagen synthesis, I believe, as well within the skin. So it does a myriad of things, honey. They joke and say black seed oil cures everything but death. But I definitely can attest to the fact that it will help out with those histamine reactions on the skin. Also, it will help out with eczema flares. Also, will deal with addressing certain pigmentations on the to a certain extent. Also would deal with addressing dullness. Like I said, very multi-hyphenate, multifaceted Nargon product, baby. All for the cost of $25. So that's the oil that I use right there. I also use my argan oils and my virgin marula oils. Now, addressing the pigmentation, I use the Sarcadia line, and these are the products that I use right here. And I've done a video on these. This is the... No, I haven't. I done a one about how... Did I do one like this, y'all? Or I did the one about how to properly cleanse your face? I have to look back. But this is the lightning line from Sarcadia. This is the Amata Milk Cleanser, which is 4 ounces, which you can get for $30. The Licorice and Berry Brightening Mist, also I think is $30 as well. And you get a whole 4 fluid ounces. So this helps to prep the other ones, your other products such as the Bright White Serum. Now this is a little bit more of a coin, honey. I think this was like $50-some if I'm not mistaken. Prices will be down in the description box below. But this comes out as a fine mist. I just put it right in here. You see how that little bit just sprayed out, and I just rub it in those areas. It has several different tyrosine inhibiting products that helps shut off the melanin synthesis and address those hyperpigmented areas. Also, in addition, let me see what other ingredients are up in here. You got your triglycerides, your glycerin, which is your humectant, which brings in moisture to the skin. Couple of filler ingredients. Like I said, your triglycerides. And that is about it, because everything else is your lightener base ingredients up in here. And then, like I said, last but not least is your bright white serum. Your bright white serum. This is what it comes in right here. And I don't think I have any areas on my chest that I can show y'all. I done got rid of nearly every little bit of hyperpigmentation. So I guess we just stick with the beard, y'all. Honey, I've done so well with my chest, y'all. I'm going to actually show y'all my chest to show y'all, because I used to have some discolor issues in here, but my chest actually is doing pretty well. Now, of course, I still have this burn scar right here, which I actually have to go to the laser technician to get that corrected, but that's a whole nother video. But as far as the other areas, my skin is actually doing good. And shout out to this darn 6-week soda detox. My stomach is a lot more toner than what it used to be, just in time for the darn summer, y'all. Honey, I am enjoying this darn. Honey, my darn stomach ain't been able to do this since I was like 19 years old. So, honey, I'm enjoying this darn new slim tone body right here, y'all. But anyways, back to the darn subject, y'all. Just to see, also, show that when you do the stuff right, you don't have to deal with no types of histamine reactions. Like I said, you don't see no bumps or anything at all on my chest. And this the little nip slip, y'all. But this is the areas that are most prone to breaking out, is your chest. We just gonna ignore that little areola slip, y'all. Y'all ain't see that. I don't think YouTube gonna flag me no way anyways, because this video is educational. And besides, honey, your girl's titties is darn gonna flatter than darn whole Pizza Nyong'o. So technically, they ain't gotten to no decent size yet where, you know, YouTube will feel like flagging it. Once a girl get a B cup, honey, you know, then, you know, they might do that. But we'll talk more about that during the hormone journey, y'all. That's a whole nother video within itself. But this the dropper, y'all. So just put that in those areas, and that's it. So of course I'm using it on my face because that's the only discolor area that I have that I can actually show y'all, because I actually got my underarms already taken care of by in part of spraying the licorice and using these products underneath my arms along with the cleansers and all that. So this is the results of doing that. And then my underarms. So as y'all can tell, no discoloration at all underneath the underarms. I'm still dealing with the inner thighs, but of course, for obvious reasons, I definitely can't show. I mean, I could show y'all that, because the thing is, with estheticians, we are legally allowed to showcase private parts on YouTube, even our own, as long as it's under the, you know, the form of education. But I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all, honey. I'm a Southern girl, and we don't know each other like that. I'm just gonna keep it real. Hell, I ain't even gonna put it on YouTube and be like, well, no, YouTube will flag me and all this, that, and the third. No, realistically, they won't, but still, I don't want y'all seeing the magic stick down there. Yeah, it's still a magic. It's the magic stick. And y'all would not be seeing my darn on cinnamon stick. Not my goodies. My goodies. My goodies. Y'all won't be seeing my darn on goodies, honey. Y'all better go to T.S. Madison if y'all want to see some trans stick, honey. Y'all won't be seeing mine up on here, baby. So, that is it, y'all. Well, don't be looking for the OnlyFans either, honey. I ain't about to be on no demon time, honey. I'm on my esthetician grind, baby. That's why I'm got these darn on home videos for y'all until a girl can find a perfect room to rent from in darn on Fayetteville. Hell, not only is it hard to find a darn old house in Fayetteville, I'm thinking about darn on just taking up a mortgage at this darn on point because, honey, this renting darn on is ridiculous. But hell, I can't even find no decent room in Fayetteville. I don't look like I might have to go to Raleigh after all. Hot darn. Damn sure ain't going to Charlotte. Now, Charlotte's too far. That's a whole life adjustment to go to Charlotte. Raleigh, it look like I might be coming up there soon enough. But anyways, that is the pre and post on how to treat your skin though with eczema. Also, y'all got a little tidbit of discoloration talk in there as well on how to deal with if you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, especially if the skin done lifted and then it got darker in that area and all of that. Honey, these same principles apply. Once again, feel free to contact me and get your lightning kit. I do sell these. I can drop ship them directly to your address. Now, the only products that I can't drop ship to y'all is the ordinary. Y'all have to go to the site y'all sell for that. But honey, they're very affordable as far as the oils. Like these oils are $6. Amazon, the black seed oil is $25. The scrub, I do need to come up with my own scrub and sell y'all, honey. I do need to come up with a scrub for y'all. But this one I got from eBay is $12, and scrubs are pretty easy and universal. So you can go, hell, you can darn gonna get the Shea Moisture scrub probably right now at Walmart for like $10. So scrub is pretty universal. And then, like I said, my soaps and stuff that I use. I don't think I really touched on my soaps. Oh, I guess we could touch on this and get on out of here. Also, if you're dealing with like post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, now this is one I do sell. I do sell my glutathione and kojic acid soap for people who are dealing with the discoloration as well, especially if you got stubborn marks and stuff on your legs. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to really help, although it has been breaking up a little bit of my burn. Let me get back up again. It has been breaking up a little bit of the burn scars right here. It's been breaking it up a little bit, but I still have to get that work done. So, yeah, y'all ain't about to see too much, y'all. I ain't Bobby Lights, honey. But it has been doing a little something right there, but for the most part, it's really for your moderate to severe, not your ultra damaged skin, honey. That's ultra damage. But yeah. I do sell my darn on glutathione kojic acid soaps. Reach out to me in an email about that. My email will be down below. Any additional questions, comments, suggestions, you know what to do. Leave it down in the comment spots below. I'm glad y'all stayed tuned for this whole half hour and listen to my country self give y'all this darn on little impromptu darn on education on how to prep your skin, how to prep, and what to do after. Also, did I mention we touched on the void underwear. My strippers, I always tell y'all this another thing to my people. I don't knock nobody's profession. This is my profession. But honey, I need y'all to stop trying to come and get y'all waxed 2 hours before trying to spin it on the pole. Hey, throw them dollar sign, throw them, You know darn on well that you don't post the darn on come to me 2 hours prior to you supposed to be getting up on the pole. But for our hard-headed stripper clients, for my fellow estheticians watching, honeys, click that subscribe button and darn gonna hit the notification bell, because I'm actually going to come out with a part 2. And part 2 is actually going to address how to deal with hard-headed clients that's going to defy the rules. Like, they're going to go and still engage in hanky-panky immediately after being waxed down there. They done got the kisses down low, darn gonna wax the cat is darn going as bare as that darn gonna hairless cat, honey. And they want the cat to be played, honey. So, yeah, I tell you how to deal with those clients. How to also make sure the peach bowl area, the sugar bowl, or for my guys, the magic stick area. I got the magic, you know, how to make sure there is no friction going on. That way you don't have to deal with no hyperpigmentation, and thus you don't have to come to a girl like me to end up getting some inner thigh lightening and some anal bleaching services. So to reduce your costs on that, I show y'all a way around those hard-headed clients. So stay tuned, hit the notification bell, and I will be coming up with that video shortly. Mwah.